You know that feeling when you pour a glass of wine, give it a swirl, and just wonder, what makes this particular wine so special, so unique? Well, believe it or not, the answer starts long before any grapes are picked. It actually starts right here, deep in the ground. So, this is the big question, right? It's what every winemaker and wine lover wants to know. What is it that gives a wine its personality? That makes a bottle from one tiny plot of land taste completely different from one grown just down the road? It's all about what we call its sense of place. And the French, of course, have the perfect word for this, terroir. It's this beautiful concept that, as you can see here, brings together four key pillars: the climate, the vine itself, how people manage it, and the soil. Now, they're all super important, but for today, we're going to get our hands dirty and dig deep into the absolute foundation of it all, the soil itself. Because, you see, to a viticulturist, that's a grape grower, the soil isn't just dirt. Not even close. It's the very soul of the vineyard. It's a complex, living system that breathes life and character into every single bottle of wine. I mean, this quote from our source material just nails it. Soil is alive. It's not some dead, inert thing. It's a bustling community, an entire ecosystem of organisms and minerals all working together right under our feet. All right, so let's play detective for a minute and decode what's actually in the dirt. We're going to start with its physical properties, the literal building blocks of the vineyard. First up, we've got texture, and a great way to think about this is like the basic ingredients in a cake recipe. It's all about the ratio of sand, silt, and clay. And that mix is absolutely crucial because it controls everything about how water behaves, how quickly it drains away, or how much it can hold on to for the vines to drink when they get thirsty. Now, here's where it gets kind of mind-blowing. Just look at the scale we're talking about on this chart. A particle of coarse sand might be a millimeter across, but a clay particle? It's less than 0.002 millimeters. It's infinitesimally small. And that tiny, tiny size is exactly why clay is so amazing at holding on to both water and nutrients. And this picture, well, it just brings it all to life, doesn't it? You can literally see the texture here. You got the bigger stones, the finer bits of earth, and then that incredible web of vine roots just making their way through it all. This is the world that the vine actually lives in. So if texture gives us the ingredients, then structure is the architecture. It's how all those little particles of sand, silt, and clay are actually put together. A soil with good structure is like a well-built house. It's got plenty of little pockets and channels for air and water to move around, creating a super healthy home for those roots to grow. Okay, so let's move beyond just the physical stuff and talk about the living ingredient, organic matter. You can think of this as both the pantry and the power source for the entire soil ecosystem. Now look at that number, less than 1.5%. According to our source material, if a soil has less organic matter than this, it's officially considered poor. It seems like such a tiny percentage, right? But its impact is absolutely massive. Because that tiny little fraction does all of this. It encourages roots to grow, it acts like a sponge to hold water, and it massively boosts the soil's ability to store and supply nutrients. That's what CEC, or cation exchange capacity, is all about. It also acts like a buffer, preventing crazy swings in the soil's pH, and this is huge. It's the main food source for all those good microbes. It is a true super supplement for soil. Okay, so understanding all the soil science, that's one thing. But actually preparing that soil to plant a new vineyard, that is a whole other level of hard labor. I mean, just get a load of this. On these incredibly steep, terraced hillsides, like you see here in Portugal's Douro Valley, just getting the land ready is a monumental feat of engineering and pure raw effort. And this is all before a single vine even touches the ground. And the process itself, wow, it's intense. You might have to dismantle old structures, clear whole forests, literally move tons of earth to reshape the land, level everything out, and then, finally, do some serious deep plowing to create that perfect bed for the new vines. Now, to do this kind of deep work, you need some heavy-duty machinery. On the left, you're looking at a subsoiler, and on the right, something our source calls a deflashing machine. Think of it as a heavy-duty soil flipper. They might look kind of similar, but what they do is fundamentally different. Right, so here's the key difference. The subsoiler is like a keyhole surgeon. It makes these deep cuts into the ground to break up hard, compacted soil, which is great for drainage, but it keeps the different soil layers exactly where they are.
The deflashing machine, on the other hand, performs open heart surgery. It completely flips and mixes the soil layers, bringing nutrient-rich topsoil from deep down up to the surface. So, two different tools for two very different jobs.
So after all that incredible prep work, we finally get to the main event, planting the vineyard for generations to come. And this is where modern precision and technology really, really shine.
So the old way was often done with something called a water bar. You'd have a team of people out there measuring and marking every single spot, and then using a powerful jet of water to blast a hole in the ground for each individual vine. I mean, it works, but it's slow and incredibly labor-intensive.
Now, compare that to what we have today. These fully mechanized planters are just marvels of efficiency. In one single pass, this machine carves a furrow. Operators pop the young vines into a rotating wheel that places them perfectly, and the dirt is automatically covered up right behind it. And here's the coolest part. This isn't just some guy trying to drive in a straight line. This entire operation is often guided by lasers or even GPS. We are talking about satellite-guided farming, making sure every single row is perfectly straight and every vine is spaced with millimeter-level precision. It's just amazing. So, to pull it all together, what's the final checklist for a great vineyard? Well, you need deep soil, at least 70 centimeters. You have to have good drainage so the roots don't rot. You need the right orientation to catch that sunlight. The soil has to be healthy and free of pests. And if you're going to irrigate, you better have a good source of water. And that's really the big takeaway here, isn't it? Nothing is left to chance. From the very first soil sample that goes to a lab, all the way to the GPS-guided machine that puts the vine in the ground, every single step is a deliberate, calculated, scientific choice. So I'll leave you with this. The next time you open a bottle of wine and pour yourself a glass, maybe just take a second. Will you think about the monumental effort, the incredible science, and the sheer hard work that went into that soil years and years before those grapes even existed? It's definitely something to think about.